What's going on, true believers? The market is up about $100 billion on the day. Volume is starting to pick up. It seems like what? It seems like a Christmas miracle. Ho, ho, ho! You're welcome. Well, thank you very much, Santa Claus. I don't know who you're calling a ho, though. This is not financial advice, but I am always right.
I can't wait till Friday. Everybody's getting sideways.
All right, guys, market cap is $2.378 trillion with a 24-hour volume of $113 billion. If you look down here, you'll see Bitcoin is up 6.4% on the day. That's always good to see. That lets you know that the market's running up. 6% for Ethereum, 13.9% for Avalanche again. Terra has now passed Avalanche, and it's sitting at 12.2% in 24 hours. Shiba has moved up 10%. Polygon's up 11%. The blockchains are starting to make moves. We look down at the metaverse, they're not moving as much. So I graph is moving again. So I guess that's a pretty good thing. And Helium, 21% in the top. Olympus at 17%. Harmony at 16%. Loopring at 10. Radix at 12. Looks like we're starting to hit altcoin season. We keep this up for a couple more days, and I think that a lot of you are going to be having a very good Christmas. Moving on. All right, guys, we're going to try to one-shot this today. HawkFi, you're trading at 0.00487. That's up about 8% on the day. Bollinger Bands, which I'm using for a little while, are starting to look a little bit narrow. You want to widen those out with a lot more volume. Sanshu, I always call you the little dog that could. Your volume is starting to shrink, though. We're going to have to see some kind of sign of life. It's got to be some advertising. It's got to be something that we can see. You guys came out of that descending pattern that I had called previously, and it looks like it's still kind of trending. Looks like December 29, December 30 looks to be that breakout day to the downside or the upside. So nothing's really changed, except you got out a little bit, but now you are back in that narrow band. Saitama, 4706. Things are moving. There was a buy last night. That was at 2100 hours, 9 o'clock Central Time, of 196 Ethereum, rushing the price up to about 4,900, leading to an immediate sell off. Now we're starting to see another little run up. The percentage is still stuck at 95% on Saitamask. I think that's probably a good thing. I believe that we'll probably won't see 96, 97, 98. We'll probably just see it go to 100 in the next little while. But remember, I put this band out here for where we were trending, and we were still under that trend line. So it'd be nice to get back over that. Floki continues to move up. I think it's up 17. It's now up 18% on the day. There was a nice little move here about 9 a.m. yesterday. It was trading at about 102, 10,271, and it spiked massively after the Valhalla AMA to 12,371 for an 18% lift over the course of the day. Anybody who nestled themselves in got in at that point right there. Looking pretty happy today. Kishu, you are trading at 2003. That's 24-hour volume of 4.4%. As you can see right here, there's just a big spike in volume that happened right here for a nice little run up, which followed a sell-off and a run down. But that's you're still in this narrow little channel right here. You're going to need to increase the volume just a little bit in order to start making things happen. Now, the one thing about this narrow band is that you see these little bitty candles, and you don't see those big lifts like that. But that is a consequence of this high volume of trading that was happening right here. So I still think you guys are going to blow up, but it's going to take a little bit of time. Starlink, you guys, I called you just recently that there was going to be a massive blow up. There was a huge spike in volume. Once that huge volume spike hit, you guys kept trending upwards and upwards and upwards. settled right around here. I think the reason for that, even though I called that you were going to have this breakout a little bit higher than you had, I think that that is parcel to not having as much. There's a lot going on in the metaverse, a lot of great things happening in the metaverse, but nothing that's setting it off and making any of the metaverse tokens go parabolic. And that's creating one of those indifferent sort of phrases where situations where everybody knows that the metaverse is the future, but now people are starting to think that maybe the bear market is when metaverse is going to start to take off. Some of them will prior to any kind of bear market or any kind of downward sentiment, because it is the future, because it's going to generate revenue, and you're going to see it immediately from the video games and things like that, and the activity that's going on. But what we're going to need to see right now is a little more interest in Meta, and that big pump that we got previously that came from the Facebook announcement of Meta, but people realized that's not exactly the same thing. Moving on. Kuma. Kuma, you're at 1409. That's trading up. You've had a nice little run this morning, which coincided, ironically, with Shiba's nice little 10% run this morning. So you guys got a little bit more than Shiba did so far, and that seems to be a pretty good thing. You got to get out there. You got to let people know who you are and see what happens. Now, let's take a moment here and let's look what is trending up at the top. If you are looking to get into anything right now, the play appears to be Volt, which is up 830%. And guys, look at this right here. Volt, which started on the 19th here. Do your own research. I am not telling you to ape into this, by the way. Do your own research. But here is the shot right here, and it is shooting right up. And remember, these guys, these things, Mongoose, I think this is going to be kind of that same category. A Mongoose, Cliff, they've got some massive market caps right now off of just these kind of things right here. And as you see down here, there's a lot of little sentiment people making their buys and making their plays to get in here. And this band right here is pretty huge. So if you're looking to make a move, then maybe give Volt a try, see what happens. Mongoose. Mongoose is at 1528. That is down about dead even with yesterday. That's a very good. That's a very good hold right there at 100 million market cap. That is the kind of thing that you would absolutely like to see. An accumulation that doesn't look like an accumulation, by the way. You want a little narrower band to show your accumulation, and a little bit longer here. So there's an opportunity for a good move to the upside, but it's going to take just a little bit. Now, Cliff, excuse me, Cliff's trading at 87.34. Guys, Cliff was down pretty big at some point yesterday, all the way down in the sixes. And then it had a nice little run up right here, which led to about a 33% gain. So if you got in right here on this up, then that was an absolute banger of a move. And if you look here, Cliff has a market cap here of 78 million. Mongoose was a little over 100 million. Let's go take a quick look at, even though it's not on these charts right now, it's still accumulating a lot of hodlers. Shinja is at 1697, down another 3%. As you can see, when you pull out right here, that we've got that big mountain. It happened, and now we're cascading ourselves back down here, maybe settling, because that's right here where you're starting to see it narrow just a little bit, and you're starting to see those bands tighten, and you're going to see a little bit of accumulation right here before you make that next big move up. And for those of you that are not paying attention, Shinja is going to become a blockchain. So this is a really good one. It's a really important one. I think it's going to do a lot of good things. But looks like the play right now. Do your own research again, but maybe give Volt a shot or a shock. All right, guys, I don't want to get off on a rant here, but it's Christmas time. It's time for you to be very careful. Just so you know, Cheems became a rug pull yesterday, and it was an advanced sort of rug pull where it allowed for the developers to take control of the crypto that was in your wallet, sell it back at their command, not your command. and then convert it to Ethereum, which was then going to them. So it was a very advanced form, and it was a slight change in the Solidity contract. So it's important that you start to learn a little bit about these Solidity contracts and pay attention to them, because I don't want to see anybody get wrecked. Be very careful with what you're doing. Do your own research on this Volt project if you're gonna ape in. Do your research on every single one of them. Mongoose, you just never know where it's going to come from. But do your own research, look at these things, make good decisions. That's my time. We'll see you tomorrow.
I'm looking for the good life, good life. Sitting on top of the world. I wanna be shining like diamonds and pearls. I want you to go.